Senator Sanders, you're very critical of the political system here in Washington, the whole structure, and your campaign is all about changing that, building movement, building momentum to try to change that. But do you really think that change at that level is possible?
That's a very good question, and I can't give you a definitive answer. It may not be, but I am going to do everything I can to try to make it happen. It is possible that we are at a moment where those people who have the money and the power, those people who control the media, who control the economy, who contribute large sums of money to politicians, may be unbeatable. That may be the fact. But what I am trying to do is to reclaim our democracy and bring millions of people together to fight for justice and to fight for a government that represents everybody and not just a handful of very wealthy people.
What do you see as your specific role?
Well, obviously, it's an enormously important role. I mean, President of the United States is no small position. But the point that I have made is it's not just about electing a person to be president, because the powers that be here, and that's Wall Street, large campaign donors, corporate America, the corporate media, are so powerful that no president, not the best intentioned, most honest person in the world, can bring about the changes that we need unless millions of people are galvanized and energized to stand up in an organized way.
We're a Catholic channel, obviously. We follow Pope Francis very closely, and he often speaks about those on the margins, those who are on the periphery, both geographically and existentially. Politically speaking, there are a lot of people on the margins. There are a lot of people who are excluded from the political process,
Absolutely.
from the democratic process. How do you bring those people back into the center of the political discussion?
That is a great question, and I think about it every day, and I don't have all of the answers. One of the problems we now have is that as a result of a very disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision, very wealthy people are able to spend as much money as they want to help elect candidates they support. And because for so many years government has ignored lower income people and working people, they've kind of given up on the political process. And the challenge that we face, which is a very difficult challenge, is how you bring those people into the system, give them the faith to believe that they can make a difference at a time when people are very disillusioned and alienated. Because I know that we can't raise the minimum wage to a living wage. We can't deal with climate change unless millions of people are demanding that. And how you make a connection between the President of the United States, literally on a daily basis, with millions of people, bringing them into the process, is a great challenge, but one that I'm looking forward to undertaking.
What do you like most about Pope Francis personally? I mean, just when you watch him, when you see him, when you hear him.
Maybe his audacity. He's a very audacious guy, fearless guy, to be very, and he's a very smart guy. And very often what I say to people who are criticizing me, I say, you think I'm radical? Read what this guy is writing. Do you see what he's writing? It goes a lot deeper, in fact, than the kind of platform that I work around. So his courage, his willingness to speak deep truths in a very corrupt and sick society is something that moves me very, very much.
If you had the chance to speak to him one-on-one, what would you say to him?
I would simply thank him. I mean, his voice is having a profound impact in so many ways. And again, it is not just pointing out the disparities of income or the dispossessed or the unemployed or the poor and what's happening to them. It is reminding us that life simply cannot be about the accumulation of more and more money and turning our backs on the children and the elderly and the poor. That as human beings, to live a good life, we have got to see the suffering that is around us and to try to address that suffering. That makes us happier and better people, and that's what he's reminding us of.